Oh, did I forget to change the title? Oh, I did. Oh, that's embarrassing. Gosh damn it, I was sure I'd done that, but clearly I haven't. Alright. Now there's a new title. Man, I'm pretty sure that literally is the last time I used this channel as well. Was attempting to qualify for Mega Masters months ago. I'm actually so inactive in 2025. Basically disappeared. Hey 20Dan, yes. No. I do actually want to use this channel again. I moved apartments and was stuck with really terrible, unstable internet for a long time, but that problem is mostly out of the way now, so I do actually want to restream again. It wasn't for lack of wanting to that I wasn't restreaming. Sure, I can do that. I can do the back-to-back. Alright, I'm just gonna generate that before I forget to do that. That's something you're supposed to do as a restreamer, isn't it? Yeah, I think we made the rules so that you can't do that. You can't just say no shit piece sets like some great players of the past have. Man, it was really an experience. Just hearing no shit piece said in chat and thinking, what happened to you? What happened to you last time you played SPS? Hey Weisbrot. Yes, that was also my favorite moment in the history of White Monster. Oh, it's already been 5 minutes, mate. What do you need 5 more for? Okay, yes, that's fair enough. Plugging in your laptop's probably a good idea. Yes, against all odds, it's happened. I mean, it's required a regression to 2021 quality. I've had to go back to the original settings from back when I had a terrible computer for the terrible internet. But it's here. No. I know you're asking Hannah, but no. Like, you specifically put this in the rules. That was like a point of order. You can't just say no now. You're not a dictator. I think you need to plug in your laptop, drink your chocolate milk, and STFU and play. Also, I love how, like, Alonzo the dancing mouse gif is still the server mascot. You know, we don't need, actually, oh, I just thought, no, the server's not called DAS Champions League, is it? It's just called DAS League. I need to change that bit of the... I need to change that bit of the scene. This isn't DAS Champions League no more. This is DAS League Prelims. Well, okay, I don't like that name, so I'm not putting the Redux in there, and you can deal with it. No, I for one am quite looking forward to breaking free of the soccer branding. Yes, both people in this match have another at least another match to play in prelims after this. So yeah, everyone plays well, everyone who's in the first round plays at least twice. Like, if you're seeded into the second one, you can theoretically only play once. And we've got a hover 3 from Hazel, a ready from Weisbrot, so let's count down my first restream in about 8 months, and this game of DAS League Prelims in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I don't know how long that hover 3 was there for. Before I noticed it. Hopefully not too long. Also, yay, we do have same piece sets. Hurrah. I remembered to check. See, I remember how to do some things. Both players off to a nice comfortable start with a couple of Tetrises on the board. Hazel, interesting placement with that flat long bar. Ooh, nice adjustment for the Z, I like that. Weisbrot does have one hole on the board. Goes with a bit of a compromising placement on that J to try and open it up sooner. Hitting a lot of squares. Oh my goodness, the squares and the S's. Weisbrot's in some trouble now. It's to make another hole. Alright, gets the L over left. This is such a jagged board, really not particularly accommodating. Bringing it down line by line, that's a good tee. Alright, Weisbrot getting some more helpful pieces. The burst of squares and S's was really poorly timed. But he's gonna be okay. He'll get a Tetris. 87,000 for Weisbrot, 167 for Hazel. I am not too bad. I'm dreading my upcoming exam, but otherwise not too bad. Ooh, bit of an early shift there from Weisbrot. It's great to be restreaming Tetris again. I wondered if this might never happen, but I would like to relearn how to commentate because I used to have a lot of fun doing this. 216 for Hazel, 116 for Weisbrot, so 100,000 point lead quite early on in the game. Yeah, no, this really is 2021 core. Like, I became such a sellout in later years and just mostly did CEM super streams. And I mean, I did a lot of them, but still, I was like a sellout who hardly did any community stuff anymore. But you know, now that I can't even sell out anymore because nobody's gonna pay me for anything anyway, I can become not a sellout and act like I made the choice. But yes, that is what we're gonna be doing. $289 for Hazel, 192 for Weisbrot. Hazel gets a Tetris, 312 at 67 lines. Very solid start for Hazel on early 600k transition pays. But why can I not speak? Oh god, the commentary rust is so real. Yes, exactly. Particularly considering Hazel tried to avoid playing same piece sets. Something which is in the rules. That Hazel wrote in the rules. So I think the evidence of rigging is, or at least attempted rigging, is clear. Oh, that's a language you don't usually see spoken in this chat, hey Dewey. Oh, interesting upside down L placement there from Hazel, creating the delayed tux. Able to resolve that. Good old Australian tux setups coming in handy there. Ooh, nasty S piece there for Hazel. Needs to be a little bit careful with this board. Does have a long bar dependency in the middle. Alright, good L. Would like another one, gets it. Great triple there for Hazel. 450 for Hazel has managed to extend the lead even further over Weisbrot, who's at 307. Hazel's certainly been playing a little bit more aggressive on level 18. Weisbrot's tried to keep things safe and clean since the dig. We are coming up on the transition now. Hazel at 117 lines, make that 504 at 121 with the Tetris. Weisbrot with 10 lines to go at 354. Wait, why is Anpu timed out? What's going on here? Bro literally just said the word true, and Dewey couldn't handle it. Hazel transitions at 552, Weisbrot at 404. And both players Tetrising into level 20. Still 150,000 points to the good for Hazel. Weisbrot getting a very nice sloping setup. Hazel with a less nice not sloping setup. It's a bit of a jagged left side. There's a very nice square, helps get it back open for Hazel. Well timed long bar there as well. Tetris for Hazel, 618. Weisbrot with a nice safety double into a Tetris at 519. Yeah, so far looking so good for Hazel. No slowdown early on in post. He's maybe given up one Tetris of lead, but really nothing much at all. So Weisbrot is gonna need to probably turn up the aggression a little bit, or hope Hazel makes a mistake soon. Gets a T over to the left. Weisbrot also dealing with some traffic of his own. Gets the well back open. Is Tetris ready? Hazel's board actually looking a bit worse for wear. That sequence has hit Hazel much harder than it's hit Weisbrot. Hazel is in trouble. Has a long bar dependency in column 3, needs a bar now, doesn't get it. So Hazel is done at 688. This is a chase down for Weisbrot. He needs to get to 689, and he's got all the time in the world for this. Playing the long game looks to have paid off. Of course, a lot can still happen, but he's certainly in a safe position right now. Always blame wide. Yeah, no, that's never gonna change, is it? Oh, Weisbrot, a bit of indecision on that S, ends up with fairly bizarre placement, but nothing he can't recover from. One more Tetris will do it. 689 is the goal. And the board just starting to climb a little bit. This is line outable, if he needs it to be. Hazel, that is very mean. You cannot just write die, die, die in all caps while your opponent's chasing down. Like, that's gotta be some, like, code of conduct violation. I know we don't even have one of those. But Weisbrot is good. Weisbrot completes the chase down and takes the first game. I mean, I couldn't even unmod you as punishment because due to hilarious Twitch reasons, I'm actually on my alt in my chat. I can't log into my... I can stream to my main account just fine, I just can't log into it. That will be fixed in a couple of days. I have started the complicated process of fixing the two-factor authentication mess that has become. But right now you can really get away with whatever you want. And that applies to you, Dewey, as well. Like, I'm on the same admin level as you guys. I mean, we've already established that you have no respect even for your own rules. You tried to avoid SPS, which you wrote into the rules. So you can put whatever you want in the code of conduct. That is a very succinct way to put it. I agree that people probably shouldn't do that. Alright, both players are ready. Looks like both have agreed to increment the seed. They both got the same seed, so let's just go with this 4-4. Let's increment from here. And let's count down game 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I like the old school hover 3 from Hazel. You know, there was a time when hover 3 was the way for a couple of years. It was the standard, and now the ready feature on Gym's taken over. And hover 3's going the way of the chat ready. Man, remember that? Remember when the players had to type ready in chat? I remember that. I mean, I kept doing it because I was like an OG ROM only player for like the whole year of 2022 when most other people already had gym, so I was typing ready in chat. Bit of early trouble here for Weisbrot, nothing that he can't handle, just needs an L and gets it in fairly short order. Oh, Hazel with some indecision on that J. Ended up with a delayed 5 and below setup, but chose not to put the J in it. Nice couple of burns to fix it up, though. I am not doing too bad, Dewey. I'm using my return to restreaming to distract myself from impending financial exams that are promise to be very difficult and kind of scary, but we don't need to think about that for the next 30 minutes. You can just think about Tetris, a game which I have basically not played since CDL, and honestly I don't know if I'm gonna play again, but commentating it's still fun. Alright, 150 for Weisbrot, 170 for Hazel, so just a 1 Tetris lead in the opening this time for Hazel. Ah yes, flip command. Man, we should have figured out a way to incorporate that into this new DAS league. It's criminal that we don't have... Oh, Hazel with some more last-minute indecision there. Ends up with a long bar dependency, but able to fill that in quite quickly. It's criminal that we didn't figure out a way to use the coin toss. Hazel with a couple of tuck setups on top of one another. Able to fill that into the square, and the T... a few misdrops in the middle. Taking a little bit too long to decide the placement there. Gets a perfect L for that double that still has plenty of traffic to clean up. A Tetris for Weisbrot, 269, has a chance to take the lead. If there is a draw, flip a coin and the winner gets full points and the loser gets nothing. Well, if we still had a silly format which allowed draws, then perhaps we could do that. But no, we've gotten rid of the draw this time. All the matches are going to have a definite result. Alright, Tetris for Weisbrot, 340. Hazel building on row 2. It's fallen half a Tetris behind. I think this is the first lead Weisbrot's had on 18. 365 to 354. I mean, sign-ups are kind of closed now because we've, like, started playing it, but, yeah. This will theoretically exist in the future. I mean, even Boxy's League lasted 2 seasons, so we have to do at least that well. Yeah, I don't think the anti-Dewey rule exists. 10-second timeout for fake news. Oh, interesting adjustment of that T from Hazel. Going flat and then doing the J tuck under. It still leaves an overhang, but I kind of like the formation. Very creative move there. Hazel has managed to retake the lead. 494 now, ahead of 463 for Weisbrot, but Weisbrot's also 5 lines behind. Well, look, everybody who's ever been silent says it's for speaking the truth. Oh, the garbage egg tea from Hazel to get the first Tetris on 19. That remains one of my favorite adjustments in this game. Extremely rare and extremely situational, but You saw the vision. Extreme bitrate crunch as Hazel goes up to 599. Weisbrot is also on 19 now. He's at 542. Transitioned, I think, about 50,000 points down, but we saw what happened in game 1. Weisbrot just stayed calm. Very nice square there for Weisbrot. That board was starting to get a little bit questionable. In fact, it still is a little bit questionable now. He's made a long bar dependency about 7 rows off the bottom and gets the long bar probably a piece too late. After hanging the square, Weisbrot is going to top out at 553. This may well be a simul top out actually, because Hazel is topping out as well. But Hazel, thanks to the more efficient 18, was ahead. And so we'll take game 2 to tie things up. This is our best of 5, Cobra. Yeah, we've just brought Das League into line with every other tournament now, so best of 5 is the standard match format. And no more draws. I mean, I think technically if one of the games in a best of 5 was a draw, then you could draw 2-2, but like, I think the format we're really playing is first to 3 rather than best of 5, or at least that's how CEL handled it in the past. Because, an individual game can be a draw, that has happened in the past. Alright, both players are ready, let's count down game 3 and hope that it is not a draw. In 3, 2, 1... Tetris. But yeah, like I believe there was a CEL set where that actually mattered, where like somebody reverse swept after one of the games was tied. And so if you were being really strict about best of 5, I suppose they would have ended up drawing the set 2-all. A bit of an early shift to the long bar there for Hazel. Not the nicest starting board. A couple of dependencies to work through. Particularly quite square dependent in columns 2 and 3, but the square shows up eventually. Weisbrot not perfectly clean out the gate either. Yeah, it's like technically slightly distinct. I mean, that basically never matters, but technically. Oh, Hazel with a bit of an early tuck there on the tee. Hazel is able to hit the T-spin, setting up for center well Tetris now. And there it is, Tetris in, I think that was, I can't count, I'm gonna say column 7, I've forgotten how to do this. I used to actually be good at calling the correct column. Nice adjustment to get Tetris ready with that J and that T, and Hazel will go up to 133. Now, Weisbrot has the lead just narrowly at the moment with 145. And Weisbrot will bang down a Tetris 169. I might win best Restreamer at this. Are we gonna have that? Is that gonna be a thing? I'm gonna have a best Restreamer award for a tournament where there are like 2 Restreamers. That sounds great. I'm gonna get, I can get on board with that. Okay, I'm very concerned by the copy pasta I'm seeing in chat. Hazel trying to set up a center well, not quite getting the desired pieces. Oh, there's a use for the coin flip again, that's so true. Tetris for Hazel, 239. Weisbrot 1 Tetris ahead at 266. Weisbrot's maintained a very standard right well this whole time. None of the shenanigans. But none of the misdrops, which led to them in the first place. Very nasty S piece there for Hazel. Quite a challenging board now. Well, no, because that's not a first. That's not what a first to 4 is. Because you don't always play until someone gets to 4. So no, a best of 6 with draws is not a first to 4. Like that is one of the ways that the game can end if somebody gets 4 wins, but it's not the only one. Hazel potentially setting up on the left well now. Weisbrot with the Tetris up to 353. Still just about 1 Tetris ahead, hasn't built too much of a lead. Hazel's managed to stay quite efficient with the center wells. Yeah, no, I don't think people actually care about the distinction at all. I don't think there's any particular reason. Like, I know in modern Tetris they always say first 2. They always say first 2 in modern Tetris, but I think partly that's just because the numbers would get obscenely big. Like, you know, the standard ranked set at high rank Tetrio is first to 7, or best of 13, and that just sounds kind of ridiculous. That's an interesting question. Yeah, so those games are recorded in the ELO database as draws then. Both players coming up on transition now. Hazel now 1 Tetris ahead has turned the tables on Weisbrot. Weisbrot at 460, Hazel at 474. And Weisbrot into transition at 484. Hazel in at 499. Immediately has a hole to clean up. Oh, this is getting very difficult. Hazel has reopened the right side. Gets the long bar down, but has a lot more work to do. Would love a T for this left. Weisbrot, meanwhile, staying very clean, has had a good transition to 19. Hazel gets the T over, but is long bar dependent now. Okay, couple of L pieces gonna work. Good square for the left. A J now would be perfect, and there is the J. Hazel bringing this down. Line by line, but that left side is still a concern. So much jaggedness on that side of the board. Hazel's able to get the T over. Needs an L, gets it. Beautiful triple there. And just as we reach some semblance of safety for Hazel, Weisbrot's board is climbing. He can't get the J over to the left, and he's going to top out at 537, and Hazel is good. Hazel is good, the survival does it. Still not out of the woods. This is an interminable dig for Hazel, but it is enough. Hazel is good. Kind of looks like Hazel's topping out here, but Hazel is good, 2-1. If you're going to embezzle our funds, please spell the word embezzle correctly. That's all I can ask of you. I can't stop you embezzling DCL funds, but I can complain about you spelling the word. Oh no, we got several $100s on debt because the prize pool didn't get paid out. Hazel reminding us with the ready 18, that you can actually pick 15. I think it's if both players agree to it. It's kind of strange, but you can actually pick 15 in these prelims, but we won't be having that here. We'll instead be counting down game 4 on level 18 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, no, we're not... At least this season there's not gonna be a prize pool. Like, everybody who donated to the Season 2 prize pool, for all we know, has essentially been scammed. Like, that money is stuck in Maturino forever. Like, you know, Boxy hasn't run off with it, to our knowledge, but the money is stuck in Maturino. Oh my goodness, I have never seen that adjustment before. That was weird and wonderful from Hazel. Weisbrot in some real early trouble. Needs something like a 2 bottom for the columns 3 and 4. I don't know what he can do with this. He gets the long bar over. Maybe this is survivable. With the right pieces, gets the L. Oh, if he'd just gotten the Z over before it. And Hazel's topping out as well. Hang on, Hazel's not good. Hazel is not good. Hazel needs to get to 31,000. And a Cybele early top out, Weisbrot hangs on by 800 points. And we're going to a decider, and what a way to take us there. That is unbelievable. $30,400 points. In the new DAS League, it's enough. And this is why we're not gonna have a match arena. Okay, let's see if I'm allowed to post links in my own chat. Yes, I am. Okay, yeah. For anyone who hasn't joined the Discord for this tournament, there it is. Please press the join button. Alright, both players have calmed down, expelled their fits of laughter. Now is serious time. It is the decider, and the loser will be expelled to the lower bracket. So get your game faces on, players. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yes, I agree. I mean, if there had been a Matcherino to cancel in the first place, that game would have caused its cancellation. But yeah, now we've cancelled the concept of thinking about a Matcherino. Hazel adjusting for that horizontal T-tuck creates a longbar dependency in the process. Still waiting on a J, so that's going to cost Hazel a couple of early burns. Weisbrot not in the most comfortable situation either. Up quite high as well. Hazel at least was able to stay low on the board, but both players will get their first Tetris. And Hana predicting that the loser will get absolutely destroyed by Europa Go 20Dan03. Weisbrot trying to get rid of that longbar dependency in column A. Taking the safe moves to burn down in this decider. Oh, but what a game you missed out on, Evan. You missed out on... you missed out on Game 4. And in Game 4, well, the winning score was 30,400 points. We had an excellent simul top out with 30k to 29k. We laughed, we cried. It was an incredible few seconds. But yeah, now we might see some conventional good Tetris as well. Both players' boards a little bit jagged right now, both having to take some safety burns. Hazel going... not really sure about that longbar dependency. It wasn't a Tetris setup. That one I can understand. That's an adjustment. Hazel will get the Tetris to 174. Still in the lead by a Tetris. Dewey, if you can pay out the unpaid prize pool from Boxy Season 2, then we'll let you in late, I think. I don't think I have the authority to make pronouncements like that, but I'm making it right now. And it's whoever's responsibility that is to make it come true, if you actually do. Weisbrot been struggling a little bit to stay efficient, was trying to set up a center well, but ended up only getting a triple out of that, and now he's just trying to bring it down to the bottom without creating too many more holes. Hazel with certainly not a textbook stack either. But once again, the story of level 18 this set, it is Hazel with the lead at 261 to Weisbrot's 209. Yeah, Hazel really did sell a little bit there. Got fairly usable pieces, but certainly took a fair risk in building the right out that much higher than the left. It's not something you want to do too much in competition if you can avoid it. Hazel with a little bit of an undershift. Gets a well-timed longbar for the dependency, but chooses to put it on the right instead, so will remain longbar dependent for now. Almost misdrops the T into it. That would have been a bit disastrous. Very good couple of squares for the left. For Hazel. Weisbrot with a Tetris on row 2. Looks like he's given up on that one last hole. He's able to open up all the others, but it's time to start scoring some Tetrises, and so that's what he's going to do. He's at 305, make that 329 with that Tetris. Hazel up to 387, both players have just passed 100 lines. He got a bribe Anpu out of his spot. Now that's the correct way to enter. Bribe someone else out of their spot. I was going to give it to you for free, but since you banned me, it'll cost at least $3 million. Well, it's a good thing the Canadian dollar is worth nothing. I say that living in the New Zealand dollar, which is worth considerably less. Tetris for Weisbrot 403. Choosing to put the long bar over to the left, I think recognizing it's close to transition. He had the option to take the Tetris, but he's prioritizing going into transition with a built-out left, which is an admirable thing to do in the decider. He transitions at 429. Hazel at 504 still has one Tetris left available, and there it is, 528 into transition for Hazel. Oh, overshoots that T. One column to the left, and that would have been a Tetris to the next long bar. Unfortunate misdrop for Hazel, but we'll be alright. Interesting couple of burns on the left side. Both players struggling a little bit with the transition to the 19 speed, just cleaning up the bottom of their boards. Weisbrot at 496 is certainly in the tougher position though, because he's got 70,000 points of deficit to make up between now and the kill screen. Oh, some nasty misdrops in the middle for Hazel. This is certainly survivable, and a good sequence of pieces, very good sequence of pieces. Make sure that will be the case. Nervous moments there. Would have been a bit heart in mouth for Hazel, but Hazel will be just fine. Weisbrot with a very clean board, gets set up for the Tetris just in time, and Tetris is to 590, takes the lead, although he is also 8 lines ahead, and Hazel will take it back with that Tetris, but we've evened things out a little bit. Weisbrot is coming back. What? I don't see an auto-modded message, Sky. Oh, Weisbrot in some trouble, needs a bar right now, takes the double, gets the bar. Oh, he misses the spin, knew what he had to do there, the same droughts coming on to Hazel now. Hazel not able to get the bar over to the left, misses the rotation. Now Hazel really needs an L. The L shows up, but that long bar can only go flat. It's gonna be another simul top out. But this time the result is reversed. In fact, no, the result's not reversed. This is what happened last time. I'm actually an idiot. Weisbrot 7,000 points ahead. That last Tetris, as Anbu points out, made all the difference, the holdout on level 24. And Weisbrot completes the comeback down from 2-1 in 2 close simul top-out games, combined margin of about 8,000 points. And he's gonna move on to play Geo. What are you doing apologizing for your performance? You won the game. I mean, I'd be shaking as well if my opponent had a spell to make me top out 2 seconds after I did. That's what seems to be happening so far. Alright, yes, now, back to back, that's something we were gonna do. So, if 20Dan03 is still around, then we can play the next match of this prelim group with Hazel and 20Dan. Yeah, no, that would have been easier for Hazel in Indonesia in the old days. mess up the opponents, make them play. I mean, moving to Mongolia is something we should all consider. You know. As safety and security in our society continues to decline, perhaps it is time to make a run for rural Mongolia. I do not think Dewey is actually going to pay off the Season 2 prize pool. I just made that up. Dewey at no point indicated any willingness to pay off the Season 2 prize pool. I was just like, oh, imagine how cool it would be if he did. Yeah, you don't need to go to the UK, you're already there. Oh, okay. Dan is here. I literally just finished. Oh, wait, busy 19 PBing? Yo, okay, that is a very good excuse. All is forgiven. He showed up like 1 second before I finished pinging you, so you're officially quicker than me. This might be AI, Dan. Man, what a dystopia we're living in. AI Tetris player. I don't believe it. No, let me do that properly so it actually reloads. That is so true, Dewey. 15 horrible alcoholic drinks, that's the way to go. And some unorthodox warm-up here from Hazel. Looks like they're going for the 4 wide level 29 start crunch. Yes, I believe that is Dan's new, fresh DAS 19 PB. Oops, I hiccuped in the middle of a sentence. Why am I doing that? But that's a 4 wide. That's not Wide's 5 wide. Also, never speak the name of Wide's 5. You don't have to offer SPS, it's mandatory. I mean, unless you're telling me to generate the seed, in which case, yes, I should do that. There it is. You wrote the rules in which SPS was mandatory. You don't have to offer it. Yes, just make sure Dan really wants the mandatory pieces. It is in fact mandatory to receive a sequence of pieces. You will get pieces, whether you want to or not. Alright, both players are ready, and let me tell you, they're about to get some pieces. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. They're getting some pieces, and those pieces do look like they're the same pieces. May the win, I agree. Well, whatever that means, I agree with it. Both players starting out, not an ideal sequence of pieces for Dan, but take a couple of neat little burns on the right side to get it open. Both players with 2 Tetrises on the board, but Hazel has managed a few fewer burns. There's got to be a better way to say that I can't comprehend at the moment. There has to be a better way of saying that exact same thing. Oh, Dan, not really sure what to do with that S. Ends up with an awkward vertical orientation, but staying calm. Bringing this down just one more. Mino on top of the well, and he's back open. 79,000 for Dan, 139 for Hazel. Dan gets a Tetris to 101. Ah yes, Dewey, what form will this league take? Do you perhaps have a new judgment system based on points for us? Oh damn, did I miss a crazy spin tuck setup? Oh. Hazel's gonna be very disappointed in me. But yeah, we need an incredible points death league, don't you think? Hazel getting a bit of SZ spam with a not super safe board, but the long bar did eventually show up, and Hazel at 212 now, bringing this down. Just needs to get rid of that one hole in row 2 to be Tetris ready again. Interesting setup with the J and the L on the left side. Probably not particularly necessary, but, you know, it didn't ruin the board. No. I mean, Vansh was the GOAT. I mean, he was the only guy who was willing to run CE. I mean, I don't remember anything else about him, I just remember that he was the only person who was willing to run classic Tetris entertainment and give miserable people like me at the time an opportunity to play PAL, which for some reason I wanted to do. 254 for Dan, 273 for Hazel, but Dan has a vastly superior board right now. Hazel still has a fair bit more work to do on this before I can get Tetris ready. Tetris for Dan, 299. So Dan will take the lead. CD injury, yeah. No, that's what CE the Tetris show was like. It was like getting one of those. I think I got my first ever PAL 600k on CE. I think I was actually, I was playing against Boxy on CE, and I got my first PAL 600k back in about 1900. Tetris for Hazel, 368. Neck and neck at the moment. Dan is at 374. Bit of a concerning left side for Dan. He gets a good J, but also needs an L. And the L shows up in fairly short order. He'll get a Tetris 399. There's another crazy spin duck setup. I saw that one from Hazel. Yes, that is, I think, something that many people remember him for. But, like, Moo was such a bloody coward that session. Like, he wouldn't even play me, someone who he had, like, a 300k PB advantage over at the time. Like, he was just unapologetically farming Elo to the max. It was one of the most cowardly displays I've ever seen in this community. So, you know, it is kind of insane that Vanch was willing to play him 25 times, but, like, Moo had other people who wanted to play him, were willing to play him, and he just wouldn't have a word of it. Players coming up on transition. This is not a very safe board for Hazel. They need a long bar very soon. Dan has one line left to go. We'll get the Tetris in at 467. Hazel in at 481. But Dan with a far superior board at transition. Hazel would love a square for 2 and 3. Gets it, opens the well, and gets the triple down the right side. Now it's time for Dan to show us what he's learnt getting that 19 PB. Oh yeah, Eat My Elo's incredibly easy to abuse, but, like, most people at least sort of pretend that they're not doing that. Moo had no shame about that. He was just like, no, I'm only gonna play plumbers with a 600k PB. Alright, both players struggling a little bit to keep the board clean right now. Very similar scores, 520 for Hazel, 512 for Dan. Both players also at a similar time cleaning up and establishing a well on the right side, so players following a very similar trajectory at the moment. Dan is Tetris ready, Hazel also Tetris ready. Dan with a jagged board that at least keeps the well open, which Hazel cannot say. Hazel gets the square over to the left, long bar over to the left as well. Some good dash control until that Z, but very lucky long bar for the dependency that created. It looks like Hazel's gonna be okay. That was a close run thing. Oh, but now a long bar dependency on the left, and the drought is coming. Hazel gets the long bar over for one last Tetris, but I think that's gonna be it. There is not a lot one can do with this board with Das. And Hazel tops out at 570, so Dan has a chase down 571. Has plenty of time to do it. It is, as we have learned, if we didn't know already in the last 2 games of Hazel versus Weisbrot, not over yet. Now that triple does it for Dan. Nice and calm. Takes it home. First game goes to 20Dan03. Oops. It's not supposed to be a back tick there, it just needs to be a 1. Weisbrot, I think that's honestly just a me issue. Like, sometimes my reactions, you're not the first person who's said that, and I think, you know, sometimes my reactions to things are delayed enough that people wonder if the audio is in sync, and the answer is yes, the audio is in sync, I'm just slow. Dan into the kill screen at 674. 674. Well played. Dan, yeah, really taking forward some momentum from that 19 PB. Well, I think if you go down to conference, you should make it fairer by playing DAS. When you're in a lower tournament, it's only fair. Don't use your main playstyle, use DAS. Alright, both players are ready. Let's count down game 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And if you really want to challenge, play DAS in the pure Ryan Falcon style, where you're not allowed to use DAS, not allowed to lose DAS at all ever. You must keep the button held down at all times. That would be an absolute nightmare to officiate, so please don't do that. Wait, yeah, play Disrespect, true. That's like the only playstyle nerf you can possibly have compared to DAS. Looks like Hazel going for an early left well set up. Pieces working out quite nicely for it. Hazel will get a Tetris. Go to 74,000. Dan at 72, both players with pretty similar starts. Yes, I agree that Hazel should be using DAS in CEM Community Tier 1, as Hazel's clearly capable of being in a higher tournament than that. Bit of an awkward S there for Dan, gives him some mess to clean up. He'd love an L right now. Ah, gets the long bar, poorly timed. He's Tetris ready though, and he will get the dirty Tetris. You can see that one meant a lot to him. Just like that, his board will open up. 131 for Dan, 147 for Hazel. Another awkward piece sequence for Dan. He might have to set up another one of those. Oh no! He tries to get the T over to the right. It was a good move. I think just went a little bit late or didn't have full DAS, and so ended up hanging it. Hazel's board not clean either, but it's probably a little bit less immediately dangerous. But Dan's handling this well. He's keeping it under control. Good burn with the flat long bar. Hazel also taking a very safe triple. Bit of an unusual move for them. I wouldn't usually associate that kind of play with Hazel. And a simul Tetris 215 for Hazel, 180 for Dan. Oh, Dan with an unfortunate early shift on that S. He's just gonna bring it down. I do like the way Dan plays DAS. I enjoy watching. It's a bit of a throwback. He sort of plays DAS, tournament DAS, a bit like people did in old CTWCs. Like, that's the generation of players who would have something like that go wrong and not even think about building on top of it and just take a, you know, guaranteed safe burn out of it, no matter the height. It genuinely does give me a bit of the feeling of watching, like, 2015 CTWC. which I feel like it's a very pure style of DAS gameplay. Hazel hunting for a dirty Tetris. We'll have to settle for a triple. Actually, can set up with a square, but oh, nice S-vert there. Hazel was trying not to set up with a square, got given the piece a couple of times. The game has a way of being funny, like, oh no, the overshift from Dan turns an L dependency into a long bar dependency. And there is really not very much time to react up there, so Dan tops out at 287. Hazel will take game 2 and tie things up. At least 5, so true. Now, this is probably a good time to mention, assuming it happens at a similar time next year, CTWC DAS, I may actually be able to make it, because the plan, an unrelated plan may come together where I may be visiting family in Croatia, at that time of year, because I do have some family in Croatia that I've not visited in a very long time, and so I might actually be just over the border and able to get out to CTWC DAS in 2026. It's a long shot. It probably won't happen, but there is a chance. The chance meaning it's guaranteed, yes of course. So true. Alright, both players ready, let's count down game 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I will actually be so, like, bad there if that happens though, like, I basically don't play the game these days, and it's been years since I played on controller. Like, I mean, I'm already terrible on keyboard right now. I'm a sad shadow of my former self. I can't imagine what it would be like if I tried to play on an actual console at the moment. I suppose I would have to do myself the due diligence of actually practicing a bit. Maybe I'd be less bad then. Well, maybe I'd be less bad now if I practiced. Hazel going very aggressive in column 2. Just ignoring any other possible setup. Really wanted that column 2 setup. Dan keeping it nice and clean, gets his first Tetris of the game. You heard it here first, White is definitely coming to CTWC DAS 2026 without a doubt. I mean, who knows? Like, is there gonna be a CTWC DAS 2026? Is its existence even 100% confirmed? I mean, I hope there will be, but... You know, I feel like that's slightly more possible than, like, CTWC just not happening. That, you know, one day CTWC DAS will just not happen. There'll probably be a CTWC. Oh, Hazel goes for the T-spin and misses. Not that kind of T-spin, the other kind of T-spin, but still a very cool move it would have been, and... now has plenty of garbage to clean up. Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, see, that is the thing, honestly. Like, I could get a CRT and properly commit, but, like, I'm so weary with this game. I don't think, I don't think I value being good at it enough to spend any more money. I would have once upon a time. Oh yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere near that, quote-unquote country you speak of. I can tell you that much. Hey, Winter. Right, 129 for Hazel, 204 for Dan, make that 227 with the Tetris. Hazel is certainly having a suffer game at the moment. Sets up and actually gets the column 3 Tetris. Often you see players on suffer games set up that kind of thing and have it just fail horribly, and they just keep committing out of sunk cost fallacy, but this time the bars are actually coming. Indeed, Hazel turns down a 1 burn transfer back to the right side to stay on the left. That square's a little nasty, but overall Hazel kept that left wall quite safe and gets a couple of Tetrises, finally gets the perfect transfer that they were after. Oh, never mind, no, this is just, Hazel's just committing to left well. There's no such thing as a transfer, what would you want to do that for? Hazel may want to be careful because Dan is 100,000 points ahead at the moment. I mean, ahead by 10 lines as well, but definitely ahead on pace as well. That misdrop for Hazel isn't going to help either. Very annoying misdrop on that square. Yes, Hazel may be trolling a bit. It's hard to know. Hazel has been playing a lot of Game Boy Tetris recently, where left well is the meta, because it's got the NES rotation system but left-handed instead of right-handed. Other than that, it's the exact same rotation system. Game Boy Tetris is a very strange game. Dan really having a great 18. He's at 430. Tetris is up to 453. Hazel with a triple in the column 3 well. Oh, what is going on here? That is not going to be a Tetris setup. Hazel fills in the long bar dependency at least. Some strange things are happening right now. And with just 10 lines until 19. I think Hazel may want the strange things to stop happening. Dan with a 502 transition, well played 18 from him. Immediately running into some trouble. Oh, that's a nasty Z. But great tuck, great solve there from Dan. Oh, he does lose Das, but he'll get the Tetris the piece after, so he's alright. The lead has only grown. He's now 130,000 points ahead. If Hazel was trolling before, they better stop doing it now, because, this is serious. Hazel will get the Tetris 459. Dan's board's starting to fall apart a little bit. It's going to be difficult to access the left side. Does not keep Das on that square, and that is going to be it for Dan at 541, so Hazel has a chase down now. 542 is the goal. Right side not looking fantastic for Hazel, but plenty of time on their hands to fix it. Hazel just Slowly bringing this down. Bringing it back to safety. It does look like Hazel wants to finish this in style. It's a Tetris and change away. A Tetris won't be quite enough at level 23 scoring, but now after that triple it will be. And there it is! Tetris for Hazel, 547. Hazel is good. And goes up 2-1. Don't underestimate yourself, Dewey. Nobody expects the cracked Dasser, Dewey. Not trolling, just too Game Boy brained. Ah, the Mari tournament. Wait, did Cracked Dasser Dewey do Cracked Dasser Dewey things in the previous Mari tournament? Man, the Mari tournaments were fun. And like, the ones that I lost were fun as well. Mari tournament was good. Alright, both players ready, let's count down game 4. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Dan, a game away from being sent to Conference League. Fails to do the Broden opener, very disappointing. Mari tournament, like, still exists, doesn't it? Not an ideal start for, Dan. Jagged, not very accommodating, but good adjustment for the J there. That's actually a really good adjustment of the long bar for Dan. Not gonna solve his problems on its own, but the board really is climbing. Oh my goodness, and it's happening for Hazel as well. Both players need to be careful here. Hazel's board not quite as nasty, but this is giving oh my goodness, what is that right side? Hazel gets bailed with the long bar. This was really starting to give some game 4 Hazel versus Weisbrot vibes. Remember that? But no, both players actually survive. And Dan with a slightly dirty Tetris, his first of the game, you go to 47,000. Ooh, misdrop in the middle for Hazel. Oh, another misdrop and a misdrop on top of it. There's a well-timed long bar for the Tetris. This is Dan. Oh, another misdrop on the right side. This is getting dangerous. Oh dear, it just falls apart. There's not a lot to say about that. You really can't do very much when the pieces are flying all over the screen like that. Dan is almost good. He needs this one Tetris, which he will get. And we're going to a decider. A second decider of the day, and there's some real weight on this one, because the loser will be playing... Well, actually, we don't want to call it the soccer name anymore. We've been saying Conference League, but I'm gonna break ranks. This is Tier 3. The loser goes to Tier 3 of Das League / Das League Redux, depending on who you ask. But old habits die hard with calling it Conference League. Alright, both players ready, let's count it down. What to play for in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, honestly, I think this might kind of be it in terms of, like, DAS matches before CWC DAS. Yeah, no, that is true, like... I mean, yeah, I spent one season in DAS Div 2, and it was certainly very different from the experience below Div 2. But yeah, no, I did enjoy... Oh, nice tuck of the square for... Damn, that may have been an overshift, but easily resolved. Yeah, no, I enjoyed DAS Div 3. I spent many consecutive seasons in Division 3 with DAS, and I can confirm DAS Division 3 is pretty fun. And I'm pretty sure Dewey is still in Division 3. Wait, yeah, no, that's actually so true. You should do that. Speedrun CEL in 2 weeks. 117 for Hazel, 98,000 for Dan. Man, what do I remember you playing DAS in Division 2, Chen? Is that something you've done? Yeah, I think we were lucky last season that all 3 DAS players got the same division, and then also Peak kind of flamed out, so none of us got relegated in the end. I mean, I deserved it. I played some of the worst Tetris of my life. Like, Restreamed Champs, having to play that threw me off so seriously. The Restreamed Champs experience was just strange. I wasn't prepared, because usually I play in full screen on the emulator, and you can't do that in Restreamed Champs. Or maybe you can if you set up the weird emulator connector thing, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. So maybe I'm just stupid. Regardless, I should have been relegated, but now I will be Div 2 forevermore, because I don't ever plan on playing another season of CEL. Yeah, well, I do not have multiple monitors. Right, 303 for Hazel. I should actually pay a bit more attention to the game. I'm being a very bad restreamer. 237 for Dan. 326 at 65 lines for Hazel. Hazel actually kind of bossing this decider so far. Yeah, look, you tried. I tried to follow them, and I just got a bunch of, like, incomprehensible computer language from my computer in response. And I was like, yeah, nah, I don't understand this. Also, this was like a year before I ever actually had to use Nestress Champs, so I just figured, oh, it'll be fine, I'll never have to use Nestress Champs. Alright, Dan wisely choosing to fill in that longbar dependency. Is that even that notable at this point? Like a 1.7 in Div 2? Like, there are so many people with 1.7s that you kind of expect at least one or two of them to be in Div 2. Hazel continuing the crazy efficiency on the left well. Up to 436. Dan at 308. See if he tries to... No, he's not going to go for the risky Tetris setup there. It looks like Hazel's going to move back to the right well. Yeah, no, I still do yearn for Max Out Club. Nestress Champs is very complicated. Alright, players starting to approach transition. 11 lines to go for Dan. Oh, very unfortunate square there, but he's going to be able to burn that off quickly with the long bar. Both players will transition with their next Tetris. Dan goes in at 393. Hazel at 535. Certainly in the driver's seat right now. Hazel will Tetris in at 559. Not a super efficient second half of 18, because Hazel was on pace for... Oh my goodness, what has just happened? Hazel gambling a little bit hard there and not able to get the long bar over to the left. This could get interesting. 561 is the goal for Dan. The dream does not live very long, I'm sorry to say. Hazel does hang on, takes it 3-2. So Dan will be heading to Tier 3, our bottom league, but I think they'd better look out for him down there, because he's shown some very solid, consistent play today. I mean, you know, coming just one game away from not ending up in Tier 3. Anyway, I think we've had a good stream. Do I have any viewers? Is that something that I have? Oh yes, in fact I do have viewers. Well, that's unusual. Right. Oh, I forgot that... Why do all those redeems still exist? Gosh damn it, now I actually have to play the game again. Is there anyone I feel like raiding? Honestly, not really. I think I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, wait, yeah, that's true. When is the next edition of Elo Battles? Oh, I'm gonna be saved. I won't have to do it because there won't be an Elo Battle. Oh no. Oh no. What are you gonna choose, Dewey? Alright, I have to follow this. It's fair enough. No, you're not Dewey. Oh. What did you spend 5,000 points for? Just to have me do the thing that I was already gonna do? You know what? No, just to spite you, I am gonna raid Amaranth.